Welcome to Learning with Slides. Today we're going to talk about frequently confused words, part 1. And bear in mind, this is a very long list, so I will also have a part 2 available for you guys on my channel. Why are some words frequently confused? There are two main reasons. Many words in the English language are homonyms. This means that even though they are sometimes not spelled the same, they sound the same. The second reason is that they may be pronounced differently with similar spelling, especially words that are anagrams. Anagrams are words that have the same letters in different order. For example, accept versus expect, who versus how. Clearly, these words do not sound alike, but because they have the same letters, they may be confusing when people are reading these words or writing these words. Let's start with the word bear, B-E-A-R. The word bear has two meanings. The first meaning is the large land mammal. The bear fed her cubs. The second meaning of bear is to tolerate or withstand a situation. The pain was too hard to bear. But what about bare? B-A-R-E. Bare means to reveal, uncover, or expose something for others to see. For example, one can say, bare bones. What about this example? Accept versus accept. To accept something means to either agree to something or say yes to something offered. For example, I accepted the job offer. No, I don't accept your apology. This is different from accept, which means to exclude something or leave out something. For example, everyone except Joy was allowed inside the garden. I like all fruits except pumpkin. I bet you guys didn't know that pumpkin is a fruit. But what about expect? E-X-P-E-C-T. Expect means to think with certainty that something will happen now or in the future. Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Where versus were. Where is a commonly misspelled word and is sometimes confused with were. Where is the combination of the words we and are and is called a contraction. For example, we're or we are going to the park today. Were is used when speaking about something that happened in the past. For example, Tim and Jim were both accepted into the same college. Don't forget that were can only be used when talking about more than one person, place, or object, or with the pronoun you. For example, they were home. They is more than one. We were friends. We is again referring to more than one. The animals were released. Animals, again, is more than one. You were hungry. You is only one, but this is a rule of the English language that you use the plural verb when speaking in the second person. But what about where versus where? Where, W-H-E-R-E, is used when asking about a place or location. For example, where did you buy those cool jeans? This is different from the word wear, which means to be dressed in clothing. You are wearing some cool jeans today. Breath versus breathe. This is also commonly confused. The spelling of the words breath and breathe are so close, it is very easy to get them confused. Try to remember that breath is pronounced with a short E sound and breathe is pronounced with a long E sound. Breath, the noun, is the air we inhale and exhale. Breathe, the verb, is the action of inhaling and exhaling. As you can see, these two girls are using breath and breathe in different contexts. Let's breathe in the cold air. My breath is warmer than the air. Your versus your. The word your is used when showing ownership or possession of something. For example, your house is bigger than my house. Your is a combination of the words you and are, and is a contraction like we're. For example, you're a very clever contestant. Your dinner. This is an interesting picture because you can say your dinner, Y-O-U-R, or your dinner, as in, I am a dinosaur and I'm going to eat you because you are my dinner. So a lot of times people get contractions confused. My tip is, if you are one of those people that gets contractions frequently confused, especially when you're writing too fast or typing too fast, I would recommend that you just do without the contraction. Just write it out. You are, we are. And you are guaranteed to not mix up these words or make mistakes. There versus there. There is another contraction that combines the words they and are. For example, they're planning a trip. The word there is used to show a location or place away from you. For example, please stand there, not here. And they're off, as in they are off. Just remember that contractions are usually used with informal language. When you are typing a letter in order to get a job or in order to write to an important institution, you don't use contractions. So it is not a necessity to be good at using contractions. However, if you're using them and you misspell them, it does make you seem like you are not diligent with your writing. And that is why, again, I recommend that you just write out, they are, we are, you are. However, if these words don't confuse you, then be my guest. But what about there? T-H-E-I-R. There, like the word your, shows ownership or possession. For example, it is their Chihuahua. Thought versus though. Now, this word is neither an anagram, nor do they sound alike, but they do have a similar spelling. And as a result, when people are reading, sometimes they might, if they're reading too fast, think the word though is thought. Even though these two words have very similar spelling, they have different meaning and pronunciation. Thought is used when we think of something in the past. For example, I thought about visiting another country. Though, on the other hand, means despite the fact. For example, I believe Panama is a beautiful place, even though I have never visited. But what about taught versus taught? The word taught sometimes gets confused with thought because they somewhat sound alike. Taught is used when speaking about teaching in the past. For example, Mr. Wright taught English. Taught, on the other hand, means stretched tight. For example, the rope is taut. Now you try. Good weather tomorrow. Is it A, I accept good weather tomorrow? B, I accept good weather tomorrow? C, I expect good weather tomorrow? D, I expect good weather tomorrow? If your answer was D, you are correct. Good job. I expect good weather tomorrow. How about blank off to collect blank money? Is it they're off to collect their money? T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-I-R? Or is it B, they're off to collect their money? T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E and T-H-E-R-E. What about C? They're off to collect their money. T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E or T-H-E-I-R. And what about D? They're off to collect their money. T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-Y-R-E. If you guessed C, T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E and T-H-E-I-R, you are correct. How about please bear with me? This is a frequently said statement. Please bear with me. But when it's written, a lot of people, they write it incorrectly because they confuse bear with bear. Now, what do you think is the answer? Is it A or B? If you guessed A, you are correct. Bear, B-E-A-R. How about this one? You're out of your mind. Is it A or is it B? If you guessed B, you are correct. And guess what? That was an easy one because your, Y-O-R-E, is not a word that we use very frequently today. We don't use this word very frequently today because your is sort of an old English word and it refers to days long ago. What are some words that you get confused? Tell me in the comment section. Goodbye for now. See you later.